Welcome back, Dodecadorks. We're the 12-Sided Guys. I'm Matt, and I'm playing as Dirk Wagner. We have Sabrina as Nora.
No, what's your catchphrase, Dirk?
Oh, yeah, that's my name.
Smooth.
So we have
Hey, guys.
We have Sabrina as Nora.
hey guys. It's me.
It's a me.
It's me.
Jordan as Sorik.
I doubt that.
That's the right one.
Yeah, there we go.
Tana as Echo.
Hey, y'all.
And as the Dungeon Master, it's Scott.
I assure you I know what I'm doing.
Now, as you all know, the only thing I love more than D&D are Mad Libs. So I thought it would be fun to do one for our intro today. All right. Starting at the top. Jordan, can I please get a noun?
Goldfish cracker.
Tana, a number.
42.
Ooh, 40. That's a good one.
It is the answer.
It's the best. Yeah, it's the best number.
Scott, a verb.
Fart.
Nice.
Sorry, verb. Scott, are you still thinking?
He said fart.
I said
Oh.
fart.
Oh, right when I burped, probably, huh?
Yeah. Yeah.
It was serendipitous.
I mean, you could do fart and burp.
Yeah, fart and burp. Okay, I'm gonna. You know what? That's it. Fart and burp. Okay.
That is the
All right.
answer.
Sabrina, a verb.
Dancing.
Jordan, plural nouns
Plural nouns.
or plural noun. Sorry, give me a plural noun.
Okay. Chain whips.
Oh. I fully expected you to just say testes.
I'm pretty sure we did that last. Wait, have we done this before? I don't know. I'm having deja vu. Tana, an exclamation, please.
Jinkies. Oh, that's a good one.
Scott, a location.
Matt's mom's basement.
He's been there recently. Kaboom.
That's what I actually named a
Slack.
I don't know if it was a Slack that.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, it's your Slack page.
Yeah. Okay, and last, Sabrina, how about a website?
Neopets. Neopets.com. Hell yes.
All right, are you ready? Thank you for listening to our Goldfish Cracker. If you like what we make for you, consider giving us a 42-star rating and fart and burp us on your favorite podcast app.
Oh, no.
You can also dance us on Discord and talk with other chain whips and us about your favorite 12-sided guys shenanigans. Jinkies! We also sell stuff in Matt's mom's basement. You can find it at neopets.com. Anyway, if you ever had deja vu and ended up getting eaten by an alligator in the sewers, then this podcast is for you. It's Reaper's Requiem, episode 14. There was a Nintendo game called Deja Vu, and so I did a repeat of a previous intro as Deja Vu. Yeah,
Love it.
Nice.
Imagine Nora writing this at that beautiful desk. Mirren, you who remember the goddess of secrets and beauty, I humbly beg you, bear witness to these words. I knew when you blessed me with this gift of remembrance that many difficult choices would come my way. But I must confess the moral conundrums I find myself in are not what I expected. How am I to decide how and if I should help a sick hotel? The Roselight Pavilion is an extra-planelier being. It's a creature that can think and communicate. And it's ill. And isn't it my duty as a cleric to heal the sick? Sorik thinks it might be dangerous. That healing may cause it to eject its occupants, or worse. But I still I find myself hoping that the manual Dirk found can lead us to an answer that may provide some relief. Especially since this hotel seems to have extraordinary powers. Aside from replicating stuffed leopards, which it does very well, it creates each room exactly to its user's requirements. Maybe even too exact. Each of my party members found a letter in their room. Many were letters from people who would have no idea where or how to find us. It makes me wonder if this extra planelier being is trying to manipulate me. What good is a message from Midge if it's a figment of a hotel's imagination? And what if the contents are real? But anyway, I must compose myself before tonight's meeting with Duchess Vyessa. We've decided it's best to meet here in the Sentient Hotel, as our original rendezvous point was obviously compromised. There was a little bit of discussion on who would accompany the Duke, but as expected, Sharn was chosen. She seems mostly trustworthy, but I can't say the same for everyone in the retinue, especially Blendis. Don't trust him.
Religious intolerance.
I pray your blessing on the Duke and our party. We will do our best to be wise, sharing our invisibility powder and mind linking before the meeting. But there's still a tension in the air.
Smooth.
Mirren, provide us your memory, your wisdom, and your grace. Praise be her forever.
A quick recap of where we are right now. The party is standing in the atrium of the Roselight Pavilion, where Duke Grend and Duchess Vyessa Morant just exited into a room that the hotel created for this very meeting. Accompanying the Duke was Sharn, and accompanying the Duchess was her husband, Albrecht. Outside of the room, it is quite crowded. We have the full party, all four of the players. We also have Sword Tender Blendis, and we have Kirkman, and we also have Denny. And then on the side of Duchess Vyessa, there was the Hearthbinder Jory, an elven woman, a suspiciously familiar-looking gnome, and a halfling in plate armor. And leading this other retinue is the Duchess's son, Rennick. Before the Duke and Sharn went into the room, Sorik was able to mind link everyone. So Sorik can communicate with Sharn and the Duke. So that's where we are right now. This atrium is pretty crowded with all of you in there. Oh, there's one person I forgot to mention. Miri, the attendant of the Roselight Pavilion, is in the room as well.
So I think one of the last things that we talked about too is we were all going to keep an eye not only on Vyessa's people, but also on Kirkmid, Fulbert, and Denny. And I believe I was going to keep an eye on Fulbert so that Nora's prejudices wouldn't taint her perceptions.
I think I was assigned Kirkmid for some weird reason.
Nice.
Am I watching Denny then?
Sure.
Oh, that's not okay.
Maybe Nora with her high wisdom should be watching Denny since he's the sneakiest of these.
All right.
Ooh, that's good.
Keep
That's a
an
good call.
eye on him.
Yeah, Kirkwood seems more my steez.
Okay. Any conversations you guys want to have, or should I just start describing what happens?
I mean, I kind of feel like Sorik is just kind of tuned in. He wants to hear what's being said, and he's trying to figure out how best to communicate that to the group, so that way they can be apprised of any important developments that occur during the conversations.
Okay.
I think Dirk is going to nudge Echo and then totally obviously point right at this Nella person, the person who we're assuming is Nella.
Okay.
It's like nudge, nudge, and then big old point right across the room at Nella.
So let's resolve Sorik eavesdropping first, and then we'll go around the room. And if it's okay, I think maybe since Sorik, if you're concentrating on listening, you'll probably have disadvantage on a lot of your checks while your attention is split if that makes sense.
Yeah, that totally makes sense.
Not for like constitution and such, but anything that would require like skill or concentration.
I think that makes a lot of sense.
Okay. So the first thing you hear, and I'll, since you can kind of hear their thoughts, I will say what Durzel and Sharn say, but then I'll have anything that someone else is saying will be Sharn describing to you what they've said.
Got it.
Sure hope the Duke's not thinking about his night the other day.
Durzel says,
"Get your head in the game, Durzel."
You wish to speak? So speak. Vyessa says, "I appreciate that you keep your clothes so simple, Duke Grend. It suits you."
Ooh, complisalt!
Thank you. And there's like a brief pause. Sharn steps in. She says, "Her grace means she values your directness, your plainness." And then Vyessa says, "I value inevitability, and inevitability favors me." Durzel responds, "You've come for my support." "I've come for your loyalty." "I don't see a difference." Then the conversation kind of continues from there. So that's the first little bit that you hear.
I think I will whisper to Dirk and just say, she's making a play. She wants power, and she wants Durzel to be loyal to her, just to kind of keep him apprised of it.
Not unexpected.
As you guys are standing there, Rennick, he's kind of in front of the portal. He turns to the attendant, to Miri, and he says, "I'll stay here next to the portal. I do not want you opening this until I give you the go-ahead." Miri kind of nods her head. She says, "As you say, as you say."
Howard, do you know when the go-ahead is, Sir Rennick?
I have my ways of knowing when the meeting is over. As I'm assuming you will as well.
Oh, for sure. I guess none of us were charged with communicating that to our hosts, I guess. So just was curious what the plan was.
Remind me, now I'm unfamiliar with the Duke's retinue as much as as my mother would want me to be. I didn't think there was a priestess of Mirren as a part of the retinue.
Well, you were wrong.
You stupid boy.
Indeed, I was. Rennick is a young man, maybe mid-20s. He's got
too cocky, needs to be taken down a notch.
That's also very true. He's got brown hair that's kind of shoulder length, and he's got it kind of pushed back behind his head, and then like held back with some sort of pin or hairpin. Then he's wearing very elaborate, like fine gray and golden gilded tunic and armor. He looks the part of a princeling.
Wait, he's the Duchess's kid, though, right? He's not a prince?
Yeah.
Okay, but okay, got it.
Dutchling.
Heir to her. A Dutchling. He's the ugly Dutchling.
We go feed the Dutchlings at the park. Throw some bread at him. Oh.
To be fair, Sir Rennick, I did join his retinue ad hoc. I'm not an official advisor, but I think the Duke has come to value my advice significantly.
Significantly more than Fulbert.
Yeah, she's not going to mention at all that she remembers, just because if he doesn't know that already, I feel like he should have done his research a little bit better, so he doesn't get to learn that.
Sure. I hope that the Duke has treated you well. Are you from the city, or are you from up in Calduven?
Oh no, I'm originally from Calduven, though I've been here and there, but never to Rosbane before. It's a lovely town.
Yes, it is a wonderful city. Seat of the petaled throne.
It seems like your mother would like to put her petaled ass on.
Diplomacy.
Indeed. And perhaps in the not too distant future, my pedaled ass will sit on it as well.
So dainty.
I love it.
Quite the confidence you have. I admire it. The confidence of youth.
Indeed. What are the others doing while this conversation is happening?
Echo is doing that thing of like that episode of Always Sunny where Charlie and Mac like look at each other across the bar, like they pop up like little meerkats or whatever. She's like trying to catch Nella's attention, but I mean, keep in mind she's like 4'5" or something like that. So
Incredible.
Oh yeah. Well, Nella, and that was in quotations.
sure.
No, you can't introduce yourself to us as one thing and then try to come back and be like, oh, I have a different name. You're Nella now. Nella Wafer.
Technically, we don't know if this is this gnome with the same glasses and slightly different colored hair is her.
Yeah.
She looks different
Master
to me.
of disguise.
Hardly recognize her.
Yes. Turtle. Sorry. You said master of disguise.
I know. He's like, yeah. And you know what? You're definitely turtly enough for our turtle club.
Aww.
So, why don't you make a perception check as you're examining this maybe Nella person?
A perception check?
Yeah, some sort of investigation, like noticing her.
Okay, 15 plus 1 for a 16.
Yeah, she's like nervously trying not to make eye contact.
Rude.
Yes.
Noticing you, noticing me.
The elvish woman steps up next to the gnome, and the two of them start having a quiet conversation.
I think from across the room, Dirk will just wave, because he did meet Hearthbinder Jory Cobb before, so he'll just kind of wave like, how's it going, Jory?
At that, Jory will move across the room to kind of come around towards you, Dirk. And it's, tight quarters, so he kind of squeezes his way around. He goes, Dirk, was it?
Yeah, Dirk Wagner.
Seems we're once again here waiting for the Duke and the Duchess.
It's the life of a bodyguard, and I guess spiritual advisor.
Oh, yes, I do some spiritual advising as well, but I'm mostly a scribe these days.
Well, I hope it's going well in there. I'm interested to know what they're talking about.
Yes, I am too.
Can I make an insight check at his reaction there?
Yeah, you can.
There's only 4 people in that room, but there's like 15 minds.
I got just a straight 10.
You're suspicious. You're suspicious.
To be fair, I'm suspicious of everybody in this room except for Nora, Echo, and Sorik. So.
Oh.
Why not them? I would be suspicious of them.
Hey.
You know
Do
what?
you know what my long game is?
Okay.
Fulbert joins your conversation, Dirk, and he, offers a greeting to Jory, and the two of them start discussing the tenfold.
Yeah, okay. Now I'm extra suspicious of Fulbert, so.
Huh, crazy. Huh.
Okay, I'll let them talk, and I'll just kind of be that, person who is quote unquote part of a conversation, but not really participating. So
Okay.
It's my favorite part.
Sorik, anything you want to do before we get to the little next bit of conversation?
No, not really at this point. I think Sorik's just locked in.
Okay. So, with some of the conversation, the back and forth has gone on a little bit as you're sitting and listening. Vyessa is talking right now. She says, "Let's not pretend this is complicated. Culver Varnmoor believes that he is entitled to the throne, but I was born to it." Durzel says, "Born? Look at me. The throne is not merely a seat. It is presence, legacy, refinement. The realm deserves elegance, not a provincial warlord with too many banners."
Told you her ass was florally.
Culver's banners have won many, many battles. In fact, I fought against him on one occasion. And yet we are not governed on battlefields. And Albrecht, her husband, says, we are governed by perception, by principles. The conversation continues. There's a little bit more back and forth. And Durzel says, then let the two of you sort it out. Revaloon does not need the petaled throne. I have no desire for it. And I have no desire to take sides. Vaesa says, you would remain neutral while Velmireth soldiers stand inside your realm? They walk your roads? Durzel says, they're not inside my duchy. Vaesa says, they will be. Sharn speaks up this time. She says, you're saying, Duchess, that Duke Varnmoor has already mobilized soldiers into Revaloon? Vaesa says, already positioned. He does not march loudly. He's installing himself quietly. That is the danger. He is ready for an alliance between you and I. Durzel says, I haven't seen any proof of this. And Vaesa says, of course not. That's why he's dangerous. And then their conversation continues.
Ooh.
I think I would relay that, basically paraphrase it and relay that to Dirk because he's right nearby.
Okay.
Is she saying that that's the reason he's not... This is whispering. Is she saying the reason he's not here is because he's making moves on Duke Grend's territory?
It would appear that that's what she's implying, or at least that he is trying to position himself such that perhaps regardless of the outcome, he can make a move.
What's Denny up to? Well, I'm staring at that guy.
Denny is kind of looking away from you nervously. You're staring at him quite intensely. He is standing in the room. He is eyeing all of the Morent attendants. He's looking at the elf and the gnome and the halfling and just kind of quietly observing them.
I'll allow it.
How's Kirkmad looking?
Kirkmad is looking like he wants to be back in the bar. He's kind of leaning.
Good old reliable Kirkman.
He's leaning against the wall. He's not really like observing too much the room.
He's going to be the real trickster.
He's listening quietly, but he's not actively talking to anyone. He appears. Well, make an insight check as you're examining.
Okay. 14 plus 1 for a 15.
He, you get the idea he doesn't feel like you're in like imminent danger, and so he looks bored.
Oh, rough life, my dude.
This is Dirk to Sork again. Does it sound like the conversation's going anywhere?
Well, I don't know if it's heading to some sort of conclusion or agreement between them, but I get the sense that the Duke is concerned with this information and a little bit surprised because we've not seen evidence of Varnmoorian positioning within the dukedom.
Unless the person in charge of relaying that intelligence is on the take.
I'll remind you of a handout you guys got back in episode 4, I believe, where you were given a missive from one of the soldiers that said that they'd noticed troops being moved quietly into the city. Now, they didn't explicitly say that they were being moved to Kalduvin or into the Duchy of Revaloon, but there have been quiet troop movements from Velmireth towards Rosbane.
Okay,
got it.
So that the possibility could be both places. There is clandestine troop movement. So
Interesting.
After a moment, as Kirkmad is sitting there quietly, the young halfling in plate armor crosses the room and stands next to Kirkmad. and the two of them start having a quiet conversation. Not like a silenced, like secretive, but they're just talking. Not there's like a low rumble as like all the conversations in this like small room. You know how like in a crowded space, like it gets really noisy when everyone's having their own little conversations. And so you could hear like if you're trying to talk to them, but they're not like actively like trying to sound quiet, you know.
Like, can we get the vibe of what I like? I don't necessarily want to like listen in, but like, what are they? Do they know each other?
Yeah, that was Echo's job anyway.
Yeah. I'm busy looking at Denny. Never mind.
Rude.
Staring into his soul.
I made a good insight check, and he's bored.
Yeah,
That's true.
it sounds like make an insight check or do you want to do like a perception to like eavesdrop on them?
Let's try perception. I mean, it's sixes. It's a +1 either way.
Okay.
Ooh, a nat 20 + 1 for a 21.
Oh, wow.
Perception.
Jeez.
Okay. So the young halfling in the plate armor walks up, and she kind of pats Kirkmid on the shoulder, and she says, "How is old Orc Gut doing?" And Kirkmid laughs, and he's like, "Oh, I haven't been called Orc Gut in quite some time." And the young woman says, "Well, your name is legendary. I would be honored to ask you about some of the battles that you've taken part of." And Kirkmid kind of nods his head and he says, "Well, you have me at a disadvantage. I don't know your name or who you are." And she bows her head and she says, "I am Sora Delm. I am the commander of Vaesa's armies." And Kirkmid nods his head as well and he says, "Aha. Well, it's a pleasure to meet you, Sora." And they just have a quiet conversation. There's a little bit of tension there, with sizing each other
Sexual?
up a little. I would not describe it as sexual, but there is tension of the possibility that they could be enemies across the battlefield at some point, and so they're kind
Or
of
lovers.
or lovers.
Or
it could
lovers
be
across the battlefield.
or
Enemies
lovers
to
all the
lovers
way
across the battlefield. Yes.
I've
Yes,
heard love is a
yes.
battlefield.
That's what I was going to
It's true.
say.
It's true. I thought it was a game, but I could be wrong. There's some tension and sizing each other up, trying to get to know each other so that they could have some sort of advantage if they ever had to cross wits on the battlefield, that sort of thing. So that's what their conversation is. Who wants to go next?
Nice.
So much Pat Benatar in the chat right now. What's everybody doing now before we get to the next bit of the conversation?
I mean, Sork is still just kind of locked in. He's just trying to absorb as much as he can from the conversation.
And Dirk is kind of getting bored about all the church talk.
Yeah. They're just so religious.
Nora is trying to kind of like she's trying to pay attention to Denny, but is also kind of just casually chatting with folks, like complimenting the city. Sort of doing my best to just play like, the old lady or not that old, but like the motherly cleric who's just kind of hanging out and being polite.
Okay.
But scoping out on Denny the whole time.
All right. I expected someone to go try to talk to Nella.
I'm leaving that for Echo because Echo and Nella have that friendship going. So,
Well, I also didn't want to like call her out. Like I mean, obviously they sent her there, but I don't know. I didn't want to like embarrass her in front of her colleagues that her disguise freaking sucks. Sorry, Matt.
And I think Echo has man, I'm still so mad at the Duchess for like the shade that she was throwing about us not being refined enough. And so I think Echo is being just like a little is she can have some tact sometimes. So that's the only reason I haven't run over yet.
Okay. Well, I guess we'll continue the discussion in the other room. Well, Vaesa and the Duke have kind of been going back and forth talking about Culver and some of the things that he has been up to, or conjecture of what he has been up to, because neither of them know where he is right now. And after a long silence, Albrecht, Vaesa's husband, speaks up. He says, Grend, we have an army a day's march south. It remains there out of respect for the city, out of respect for you, and reluctantly out of respect for the Duchy of Velmireth, not necessarily for Culver. And Duke Grend speaks up and says, you brought soldiers near my borders and near the capital city. Do you intend to provoke war? Vaesa speaks up, I brought security. I would never threaten Ravaloon. I intend to rule it. There's a long silence. Durzel says, if you rule it, you wouldn't need to threaten it. And Sharn says, what my duke means is that stability is Ravaloon's priority. Your intention with this army should have been clear to us before you placed it there. Vaesa says, we are telling you now. We have not invaded your borders. I'm telling you what my troop movements are, so that you might see that I'm trying to be open with you. And the back and forth continues from there.
Remind me, Scott, when it comes to selecting the new sovereign, does that lie solely with the dukes themselves, or is there like some other process that's involved?
Yeah, there was like a children's book, I want to say, with some like goblins.
A very serious hat.
I've seen some serious hats.
No, so why don't you make a history check real quick?
Okay.
Ooh.
And hold on, before you do that, I am going to burn one of my burst of clarity die to add this to any ability or skill check. To add a 6 to that, so I think 14.
Okay, nice.
You're not aware of any like formal like ruling, like outside of like a direct blood heir, or like a blood relative that was related to maybe the previous king. There's not really a formal process of selecting a new king that you're aware of. Now, the situation is complicated because nobody else really knows who the old king was. Now, he was married.
I do.
This is true. This is true. I'm saying the general public and how they're trying to handle this. So they don't know who would have been related to him to be the heir. And there's a lot of questions about what should or shouldn't happen, and not a lot of good answers.
So Sork is going to kind of interject a few thoughts to Durzel and to Sharn while they're in there.
Okay.
By placing her army, she is either doing as she says and trying to protect the integrity of this coronation that may be upcoming, or she is extorting us and will take the throne, whether the outcome is fair and just or not. That's a problem. But if she truly cares about this country and about this land, then surely she would want to avoid bloodshed and war. If that is the case, perhaps we can all offer an alternative. We have with us one amongst us who has the ability to remember the departed and the forgotten. Could we leverage her to try to find an heir to the throne? Essentially a neutral fourth party.
Sharn responds and she says, that's an excellent idea. Do you know if she's aware of any sort of heir?
She may not be aware of one immediately, but she would be able to read and actually understand the name of the forgotten.
And I am a scholar.
Yeah, we could use that to try to track down information relative to this individual's family.
I think that is an excellent play.
Sure would be helpful if she had a team to help her who could also remember.
The Duke, actually no, Sharn speaks up. So we're going to go back to that conversation. We'll continue a little bit. Sharn says, as you may have heard, we have in our retinue a woman who can recall the reaped. What our intention is while here is to find out if there is an actual heir to the throne. Someone who deserves to sit upon the petals.
Ooh, heir deserves. Bad politics, Shard.
Durzel chimes in. He says, if there's someone who's rightfully supposed to sit upon it, then that's where my allegiance will lie. Now, if there isn't someone who is supposed to sit upon the throne, I would prefer to stand aside. Let you and Culver hash it out, hopefully, amicably, respectfully, between the two of you. I do not want to be involved. And Vyessa says, you think that you'll just find an heir out of thin air?
Thin air?
We know the old king's spouse. She's a young woman. And I have seen the body of the old king. He's a very young man as well. If there were an heir, it would be a baby. But the queen, she has no child. So I don't know if there were an heir, that it would not be a child. It would not be someone born of the old king and the queen. Perhaps there's an uncle or a brother or something like that, but it's doubtful. No one has spoken up. Durzel says, I do not want bloodshed in my streets or here in the capital. I'm trying. Our goal is to find a solution to this that does not involve war. Vyessa says, regardless of the solution you find, war may be coming. The Duke says, you have brought an army to the gates of the capital. Not me, not Culver. And Albrecht says, that's not true. We know that Culver is moving an army clandestine. He is moving them quietly. They may already be in the city. And that's where we're going to leave that little conversation.
Ooh. I will kind of again paraphrase and kind of lean over to Dirk and fill him in a little bit on that
Dirk?
latest segment.
Dirk in on that?
Yeah, I mean, it's mostly because Dirk is right next to me.
No, I totally get it. I was just laughing.
Dirk will say, if there's an entire army coming in, trying to remain unseen, there have to be channels of communication. If they're going to be able to mount up and do anything, they have to be in communication, and they have to be gathered in certain places. Maybe Kirkman would be a good resource to try to understand better what would go into an entire army communicating secretly within the city. And that might help us find where these pockets of soldiers are.
That's a brilliant idea. I think we should investigate that immediately.
All right, I'll go talk to him immediately.
What's that Denny doing? How's he looking?
Denny is still quietly observing. He's not talking
Doesn't
to
have
anyone.
a tail. His mustache isn't twitching or anything.
You can make an insight check on
His
him.
left nostril's not flaring too hard. All right, let's see here. Come on, baby.
Oh, jeez.
Which one of those 4 rolls do you want to take?
Oh my god, he always does that, dude.
I think we should take the last one. We should take the last one.
The first one was a 9. I swear to God, I only clicked it once.
That's so funny.
I don't know why it does that. But yeah, 9.
Okay. He is looking more closely at the elf and the gnome than at Rennek or anybody else in the room.
I guess that kind of makes sense because Wait, no, the elf and the gnome. Okay, because they're a secret. Okay, that makes sense. Yeah.
Up in the kind of north part of the room. The elf, in like greens with black hair. She's got like a teardrop diadem on her forehead.
Most likely, those would be like the spies, the spy masters of Vyessa.
No, the spy master and the spy apprentice.
I don't know. Nella was pretty sneaky.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If that's her spy master, I think we're okay, guys.
I mean, Denny is Duke Grend's spy master, so.
And he's incredible. I can't tell what he's thinking. Even with the inside of 24, all I can tell is... no, that was 9. Never mind, I forgot.
Okay.
I said you should have just claimed the 24, but...
Dirk or Echo, what were you guys doing?
Dirk had just headed over to Kirkmid, where he's having this conversation with this other general, and he will just say, "Excuse me, I'm so sorry to interrupt. A thought just occurred to me."
Well, speak your mind.
He'll kind of whisper it, but both of them can hear, because he's pretty sure that both people would know kind of the situation, since the information he is getting is from Sork, from a conversation that her boss has. Wait, through all these channels, but he'll say, We heard a rumor that Duke Varnmoor was secretly bringing in soldiers into the city, right? If he was to bring enough soldiers into the city to actually take control, to do damage, he'd have to bring a considerable number, which would mean that they would need to be housed somewhere, and they need to have channels of communication. Kirkman, you're a general. You know what goes into that. Could you maybe think of any places we should be looking where they could be stationed, or some tells we might be looking for as far as keeping lines of communication open between disparate groups of Varnmoor's soldiers?
Any hotels that have, infinite number of rooms?
Yeah.
Kirkman nods his head and he says, "Yes, I've been thinking about this ever since we got that missive on the bridge. The easiest place to hide soldiers would be in Breckenfold, in the shipping district on
the warehouse or something. They just have them all bunked there.
That's on the wrong side of the river. If you want to control the city, you have to be on the south side of the river. I've been thinking about this quite a bit, actually. I think Lantern Way, if you're going to put people and hide them, you could maybe buy some houses for pretty cheap in Lantern Way and hide some soldiers there, but that wouldn't get you the thousands needed to take a city.
But we should probably look at Zillow and see what houses have sold recently.
That's an excellent idea.
Wisdom.
The halfling, she kind of nods her head and she speaks to you as well, Dirk, and to the group, the three of you. She says, I've been thinking about it as well. There is an intricate sewer system running through the city that leads out into the river. I don't know of any large, spacious places in there, but that is a place that perhaps, if they were to stage an army on the north side of the river, they could potentially find one of the outlets of the sewer system and enter from there. That is something that I have considered. Now, I don't have anyone... we don't have anyone looking into it yet, but that is something that we're trying to plan for.
Probably something I maybe should be looked into as soon as we're done with this meeting. I call not going in the sewers.
We gotta talk to the guy about the house first. What if they're hiding the soldiers somewhere in the house? Or if it can open up to a field of soldiers?
Kirkmid,
Spooky.
He looks at you and he says, You mean the Roselight Pavilion? You think they're hiding all the soldiers in here?
Well, I'm just saying we don't know how this extra planar being really works. What if it can open to a space that is far away?
What if it's been force-fed too many people and it's making it sick because there's all these soldiers hiding in here?
I don't know what you mean by the pavilion being sick.
Oh, it's got the sniffles.
The hotel has the sniffles.
I mean,
yes.
Yeah.
Almost in cue of when you say that, like you feel the pavilion sneeze again.
Aw.
Dirk, you're the only one that like is in tune with that.
I'm almost like, hey, Kirk, mate, just kick off your shoes for a minute, see if you feel anything. He's a dwarf, right?
Yeah, he is a dwarf as well. He says, I noticed you weren't wearing your shoes.
It's a trick my mom taught me. She could like feel down through the stone.
I thought it was just a cool fashion statement.
I like to kick mine off when I'm in the bedroom. I feel like it's a little too comfortable in front of light society. I don't clean my feet quite enough to
Oh, you gotta get a good foot routine. I'm telling you, like you gotta get the nails, the nail clippers. You gotta get that thing that pushes back your cuticles. You know what? Special scissors just for knuckle hair.
Okay.
Yeah, in a pinch you can use the ones you use for nostril hair.
Kirkman's like writing down everything you're saying.
Do you moisturize? You should be moisturized.
Yes. It seems I need to take some advice on my foot care routine.
I totally got hit on at the bar by somebody because he liked my feet because I showed up without my shoes on. But
Oh yeah, you got indecent proposal, didn't you?
I think I was
Yes.
about to. Yeah.
I think that might have been what was happening. Echo, anything you want to do?
Are Fulbert and Hearthbinder Cobb still just having
Yep.
discussions?
Yep, they're just chatting.
Sneaky, suspicious conversations.
Yeah, just from listening, does it sound like they're still just talking about the tenfold generally and how cool it is?
Yeah, generally talking about the tenfold.
Okay.
You can make an insight check as you're paying attention to them.
Okay. All
It
right.
helps if you roll it 4 times.
No, it
Yeah.
would have helped actually. I got a 4 + 1, 5.
It's really boring. Like, you've never heard two people go back and forth this much about the tenfold, and like you're having a hard time like following their conversation.
Okay.
It's almost like if somebody went on for a long time about your neighbor's potatoes or something crazy like that. And you just kind of get bored 'cause why are they talking about vegetables so much?
I know. Oh man.
Since they're being boring, Echo is gonna make her way over to Yulei and definitely not Nella.
Yeah. Okay. So you
Ooh, cold shoulder. I like it. Good
you
move.
you walk past Rennick and Miri, and you come to the elfin woman that you haven't been introduced to yet, but you can see for the listeners on the battle map, all of the characters have their names right below their tokens. Just kind of makes things a little easier.
I mean, it would make it easier if her name didn't start with a Y than an L.
Well, it's
AEI.
her name is Elaine.
Okay.
Oh, the N is hidden.
Oh, honestly, I thought that was the character above or next to her's name, and then I thought her name was Maris. I
No,
didn't realize that was 2 words. Gotcha.
no. Well, let's have this conversation play out. You can introduce yourself to these people. So, quickly to describe, the elfin woman is in like green, like a green gown, very elegant looking. She's got like a leafy diadem with like jade like hanging down on her forehead. She's kind of quiet and like looking out at the room, and she turns to face you, Echo, as you approach her. The gnome that looks so familiar. She looks almost identical to Nella from the other inn, except her hair is teal, and she's got the big thick glasses, and she's wearing like padded armor, and she's got a bow at her hip. The two of them like nod to you. Nella kind of looks very suspicious. I'll use your previous perception check as for this. She's like trying to like not look you in the eye, but also like pay attention to you as you come towards her. The elf stretches out a hand and she says, "A pleasure. What is your name?"
Hi, I'm Echo.
"My name is Elaine. And this is Maris."
Maris, you look so familiar. Have we met before?
Maris kind of looks between Elaine and then you, and she says, "No. You know how, gnomes have those faces sometimes that just like look like a lot of other gnomes? I think you've probably just like met a gnome or two that like looks just like me. Maybe even like really recently."
I hope she's the spy master.
I believe it.
Elaine kind of gives her a funny look.
I feel like she just like did a racism, but I can't. I guess it's her.
Did a racism.
Yeah, maybe just maybe you got a doppelganger out there or something. Ooh, watch out.
Doppelgangers can be very dangerous, Elaine says.
Have you ever met one?
Well, I've fought one once.
You fought a doppelganger?
Yes.
Are you what? Sorry to be forward. What do you do for the Duchess?
Oh, I am a longtime friend of the Duchess. In fact, I watched her grow up. I've known her whole life.
How old is this lady?
She's
An elf?
An elf.
She's
So you fight doppelgangers for her?
no. That was long before she was born.
Oh, less doppelgangers in your line of work now?
Well, or the doppelgangers are better at hiding these days.
Oh, that's even scarier, honestly.
Hmm.
Wait, and Maris, what do you do for the Duchess?
Me? I work for her. What do you do for the Duke?
Oh, I'm assistant to the regional bodyguard.
Assistant to the regional bodyguard. So you came out with that so fast. That was so good. Yeah, I guess.
Wait, did I get promoted?
I guess what I do is kind of similar to that. She looks at Elaine again and she says, "Yeah, I mostly just guard things, and I'm best like out in the field. Like I'm a really good scout, so I can like find things and make sure that we don't get ambushed, that sort of thing."
Oh, so like wheat and stuff.
Wheat?
What?
The field.
Oh,
You're in the field.
Yep. No, not that at all.
No, dude, Echo, she said bush. So, like, wheat doesn't grow in bushes, it grows in stalks. Ambush.
It's true. It's nice to meet you, Echo. And Maris holds out a hand.
Echo will shake her hand and just say, "Yeah, nice to meet both of y'all. Definitely for the first time. Maybe once this is all over, we could meet for drinks and talk a little bit more about what exactly you guys do."
We could talk about other things too. Like, I heard that there was like a fight at the Silver Lantern. That was crazy.
This is the most romantic love story I've ever heard.
Oh, interesting. Who'd you hear that from, Maris?
Well, my friend Elaine here, she heard it from a rumor, I think. Elaine looks between the two of you and just shakes her head. What? And then she turns to Maris and she says, "Was your cover blown?" And Maris says, "No, it wasn't blown until now. You just blew it. Why'd you blow my cover?"
Wait, what cover? I don't know what you're talking about. This is the first time we've ever met, Maris.
Yeah, my cover's not blown. Maris, she kind of like stammers a little bit, and she says, "Echo, can you like give me a minute, and then like let's meet for drinks later."
Yeah, that sounds great. And Echo will head back over to post up.
Cool. I'm sorry. Yeah, okay. And then Elaine and Maris continue their conversation, but it looks like Maris is like, she. You know what? I will make a roll for her. She is talking and like gesturing with her hands and like pointing at like you guys a little bit, and it seems like she's trying to explain something.
Sorry, girl.
What did you do, Echo?
I just introduced myself. This is actually one of the better conversations where I feel like I told them what my name was and what I did.
Yeah, well, honestly, it looks like it's going fine. You didn't do anything wrong.
As that conversation is happening, those that are in the southern portion of the little foyer there, you see a small, normal size for them. You see a goblin woman enter the pavilion. She looks a little bit out of place. She's not dressed. She's dressed like maybe more similar to you guys than to some of the others, where it's just like plain like clothes that are like have an intended use, and there's like no, embroidery or like gild to them. They're just like regular clothes. She comes in and she's holding a scroll, and she speaks to Lyria at the front counter, and Lyria kind of motions to the back, points like kind of past you all, and then the goblin starts walking through, and she kind of sees, so the first people that she bumps into is kind of Dirk and General Delm, Sora Delm, and she kind of motions. She says, "Excuse me, I need to get to that gentleman there," and she points to Rennick. I'm gonna squeeze.
Does she have any
through.
sort of like emblem or something on her coat? Like, is it UPS? Is it USPS? FedEx?
She very well could be some sort of courier service. She is carrying a scroll.
But does she have any, like, she has no emblems on her, like no sort of like official looking like uniform kind of vibe?
Just like plain clothes.
Okay, yeah. Let me let you through. Dirk's gonna move 5 feet out of the way so that she can go.
Thanks. And she kind of scoots her way through and makes her way to Rennick, and she hands Rennick a scroll. It's not like an oversized scroll. It's probably pretty small, in scroll standards. Rennick takes it in his hand. He doesn't open it, and he just holds it. And he says, "Thank you. You may go." And then she starts to exit.
I take it that's not the alert for the portal?
No. This is a missive. Should contain some important information.
Oh, I love important information. From whom?
He glances at the scroll. Why don't you make a perception check as he's holding it in front of you?
I think seeing the courier come and hand the note to Rennick, I'm going to mention this to Sharn and Durzel telepathically.
Okay.
Oh my gosh, nat 1 for 4.
Oh, no.
Okay. There is a wax seal on it, but you can't see the symbol very clearly. He looks at it, and he says, "This one, it's probably from one of our captains."
Oh. We have a signet ring.
Yeah, with a like a raptor claw, like a raven claw.
Yeah.
Would have been really cool if I saw what was on that sigil, but just looked like wax to me.
Yes. I don't worry. I'll be sure to give this to the Duchess as soon as they're finished.
Oh, I mean, I wasn't worried. I was just more curious what the news is out there. Hopefully good.
I hope so too. That wasn't one of our couriers. That was someone from the Black Ledger, so I think that might not be good news in this.
Oh, the Black Ledger. Yes, we're acquainted, I should say.
Let's go back to the discussion, and I think this is going to be probably one of the last parts of this discussion. Durzel is talking right now. He says, Why should I risk my people for your ambition? And she says, ambition? I seek what I am suited for. I seek what our nation needs. Culver, he seeks what he can seize. And the Durzel says, I don't see a difference between the two of you. Then Sharn speaks up and she says, the distinction is method, my Duke. And then Vyessa says, so you will remain neutral, regardless of what I say. The Duke says, no, I think not. I am inclined to side with you and your disposition more than Duke Culver's. But I do not want bloodshed, and I did not bring an army. It seemed like I'm the only one of the three of us that didn't bring an army. I have maybe 20, 30 soldiers should be here tomorrow.
Yeah, but you got a really good retinue.
Yeah. I mean, Nora and I took out the 30, 40, maybe 50 people all on our own.
You really couldn't tell. It was so many.
Yeah, it's just a sea of bodies. It was crazy.
Dirk is thoroughly impressed.
The Durzel says, if I call muster to my troops, I would be weeks before I could have any soldiers here to support you in the city. This was intentional. Vyessa speaks up and she says, so you would spend the lives of my people so that you could maintain neutrality. The Duke says, if Culver makes a move for the throne, I will muster my people. That doesn't mean I'm siding with you. Vyessa says, so then you will kneel like the others when I take the throne. Durzel says, and if you lose? Vyessa says, I will not lose.
Sounds like something a loser would say.
The Duke says, I want what's best for this country. I want what's best for my duchy. I don't want to spend people's lives for ambition. The Duchess says, await my call. Think about our discussion. There is still time for you to muster before anything happens. And then the discussion ends. After a moment, Rennick, he motions to Miri, and she goes back to the portal, and she opens it up.
Honestly, I feel like that could have gone worse. I mean, I know I didn't hear it, but as Nora, but as Sabrina, I feel like that could have gone way worse.
Yeah.
The Duchess and Albrecht exit first, followed by Sharn and Duke Grend. And there are some terse, in a terse tone, the Duchess, she extends a hand to the Duke, and she says, we will have to continue this conversation. And then she motions to Miri, and she says, will you make this go to my rooms? And Miri, she says she starts doing the prayer, and the portal opens up to her rooms, and then the Duchess and her husband exit into their rooms. Following them, Rennick goes as well, leaving from their retinue in the room both Elaine, Maris, and Jory, and Sora. And then the portal closes. Miri kind of looks around the room. This is the attendant. She says, did you want to stay here in the foyer? Or I could take you to your rooms or to anywhere else?
I still think we should go talk to the keeper of the extra plainly being. That's just my thought.
Whatever you want, Duke.
I think perhaps, Duke, we should quickly debrief with everyone here and determine what our next course of actions should be.
Sounds like a great idea. We can find a quiet place in our rooms,
Yes, Miss Larkwine, if you could convey us to the Duke's quarters, ones that have ample space for us to be able to discuss in private.
Yes, as you wish.
Where we can pull
And
up a couple of stuffed leopard couches.
Just
chat.
Mm-hmm.
So she opens the portal to your guys' rooms. So you guys step through the portal and you're back into the chambers that we described last time. Now alone, the Duke and Sharn explain a little bit to everyone else, to Denny, Kirkmid, and Blendus, and then the rest of you that couldn't hear the extent of the conversation.
Wait, as we're talking about this, can I do a history check to see what I know about the air? I've been wanting to do this.
Sure.
All right, come on, not getting a 1. Not getting a 1. Okay, I got a 4.
You didn't
oh
get
my
an
God,
8.
I got an 8. Okay. Jesus Christ.
There was a children's book about this, I think. I think there was a kid's book about this.
Something about goblins.
You are unfamiliar with any sort of laws of secession.
So, let's try to encapsulate our learnings. The Duchess Vyessa wants the throne. She has mustered an army and has brought it to the south under the pretense of trying to protect the integrity of the throne from incursions of Velmireth. But make no mistake, I get the impression, and my Duke, feel free to correct me if my impression is incorrect, that should a conclave of sorts be convened, a new sovereign be determined, that if it is not in her favor, she may be inclined to use this army to exert her will and to make manifest her intentions.
Yes, that is my read on the situation as well. Although her methods seem to me to be a little bit less distasteful. It seems that Culver is already bringing soldiers into the city.
Exactly. On the other hand, yes, Culver clearly is implicitly indicating his intentions towards the throne and has made moves to position soldiers and force into this area, also to secure his claim to the throne.
I mean, it's the same thing, though. She's doing the same thing. She just kept her soldiers a little farther out so that she could claim to be the one waiting to protect and react. But honestly, she brought soldiers unprovoked as well.
I agree. Sounds very neo-lib.
It is an unfortunate circumstance because no matter how this goes, you have one side that will see it as an affront to their claim and will try to exert force to rectify that issue, which means that war may be inevitable unless an alternative option or route could be found.
Didn't that one children's book that we have, and thank you, Tana, for sharing a screenshot of the children's book, didn't it say something about, like, the choice being made by ancient voices, not by the dukes, right?
You may be right.
Children's book? Sharn chimes in. Children's book.
Oh yeah, it's called When Kings Go Night Night. It was very informative. Who has that? Was that you? Did you grab that one, Sork? I think you said you wanted to read it right before bed.
Oh, it's his favorite.
I didn't want to tell anybody I'm working on my letters.
Oh, that's great.
Yeah, I can't remember if I grabbed it. I may have grabbed it.
I think you grabbed it because I grabbed the instruction manual or about the house. But the last line here was like, they ring the bells and bar the door, as done by those who ruled before. Rosvain listens, quiet, true, till ancient voices choose anew. I'm not saying that's the way it's supposed to be done, but this sounded like maybe a book about historically how new rulers of Rosvain or rulers of the kingdom were chosen here.
Make a history check.
Swear to God, if you roll higher than an 8.
I'm gonna roll a history check as well.
I'm going to calming breath and try real hard and add a D10 to that just because I want to get super good. I got a 21.
Okay. 21 is really good. What did everybody else get?
Sork got a 15.
Nora got a 12.
Okay.
She's trying her best here.
Oh, yeah. No, you're doing great, Nora. So, Nora, you... none of this seems to match with the current kingdom of Naravethis. Sorik, you know that there were kingdoms before, and maybe this book is not from the kingdom of Naravethis. It does mention Rosvane. It does talk about the city, so maybe the city's older. Dirk, you make the connection that before Naravethis was a goblin kingdom. And that seems to match up with some of the artwork in the children's book that you found. You think that this book was about secession in the kingdom before Naravethis. So there may be some sort of connections there from this book to a prior kingdom that occupied the same city.
Which we know was a goblin kingdom.
I don't know that we can rely perhaps on the traditions of an ancient goblin kingdom to determine the rulership of Naravethis. And so, to this idea, my Duke, that I had proposed during the meeting, what if we are to find somehow an heir, a suitable alternative option? And do you think that may placate the other dukes and their attempts at the throne?
And honestly, despite my apparent ignorance, I am actually really good at history and scholarship. So, like, it could be a task I might actually be up to most of the time.
We all know that Nora is beyond reproach, but the fact that she's here with you, Duke Grend, in your retinue, does that potentially taint her opinion in the eyes of your competition?
It's possible. Now, if memory serves, the queen's name is Alexia Nareth. I've had Denny look into it, and she is still residing.
Wait, okay, so I already have an issue. Whenever I say the name Echo, my echo goes off. Now I have to be careful with Alexia, too.
Wait,
Yes.
why do you have an Echo and an Alexia?
Oh, no, I have Echo in my office, and it goes by Echo, and then it just in the kitchen, which sometimes overhears me, is the Alexa.
Yes, that unintentional, but yeah, there you go. Queen Alexia Nareth. She's still residing in the petaled throne, although it seems like she is preparing to move back in with her brother. Now, her maiden name was Thale. Her brother resides here in the city. Her brother's named Alaric, local noble family. I believe he and the queen are the eldest two of that family, but they're quite young, so I'm not sure what the story is with their parents. So it may be worthwhile to seek them out and find some information. Perhaps there is an heir. Perhaps there is a brother or a cousin or someone else who can take the throne. But I'm worried that since Culver and Vayessa are already preparing, that even if we do produce some sort of heir, they may still make their move. My goal, and I hope this is clear to all of you, is that as few people as possible die in this transition.
So, the petaled throne and the kingdom of Naravethis, you have these duchies, but does the king have his own kind of army and like power structure apart from kind of the regional powers?
Yes and no. So the king is over just the city of Rosvane and can levy troops and soldiers from kind of Rosvane and the surrounding areas. So There is like an army for the king. It is typically smaller, but more elite. They're like more full-time soldiers and fewer like levied people.
Okay.
I mean, they might have interest in, if they felt confident that we knew who the rightful heir is, they might be willing to take up her mantle.
Yeah, I suppose the question I had was, if we were to find someone with a legitimate claim to the throne that would be popular with the troops that would belong to the king and to the city here in the capital, would that create enough of a power center that it would perhaps dissuade open hostility, at least long enough to try to placate or petition the Duchess and the Duke to come to the table and come to some terms under a new sovereign?
In theory, we would have, Duke Grend's army as well. I know they're a little bit far out, but at least the threat of that.
Sharn speaks up. She says, if we're planning on an heir, that is something outside of what we can control. It's an unknown actor. I think that if there were an heir, this person would have spoken up by now. More likely, we should prepare for whatever happens between Duke Culver and Duchess Morant. That is our best strategy for now. But we should look into a possible heir, but that should be a secondary plan for now. We can, if one does appear, I think that might be our best route, but as of right now, we can't plan for an unknown.
Plus, we don't really have time, honestly. Right?
Yeah.
I mean, we've already... excuse me, I'm sorry to speak so frankly, but Duke Grend, you've already charged us somewhat with a different task taking priority here.
This is true.
And to go, try to dig through any kind of records or investigate a family that we don't know anything about would be... I mean, sounds like a lot of time. Sounds like something we might be able to get clerks working on, but I assume there's already plenty of research being done.
Well, yes, but not everybody can remember. I think that is the secret benefit I have. I might have little knowledge of the king's family currently, but I think I could do research far and away faster than 10 clerks with, being able to actually read the documents in front of me.
Well, I mean, we do need to go to the library, right? If we're gonna help out this house, we do need to go to the library. Maybe you could research genealogies while somebody like I research the nature of these extraplanar hotels.
That's an excellent idea. I think that a meeting with the Queen might be in order as well. If she has in her possession documents, pedigrees, family tree, that sort of thing, perhaps you can read the old king's name and find any sort of connection that might still be alive.
I feel like we should be able to get a conference with her easily enough, right?
Oh, of course. Use my name and the guards, the pedaled guards should be able to get you through to the Queen.
So in the event that whether we do or we do not find a valid claim to the throne, assuming that this comes to some sort of conflict, and we are in a position where we have to choose between a rock and a hard place, whether it be Duke Varnmoor or our Duchess Vyessa, if I'm being honest, I would either petition you to reluctantly throw your call it hat into the ring, your gauntlet into the ring, if you will, because I would trust your leadership over the country of Naravethis over them any day. And so I suppose what I'm saying is that in order to protect the Declaration of Independence, we might need to steal the Declaration of Independence.
That was great. The Duke nods his head and he says, If only it could be settled with a duel or an arm wrestle.
Why couldn't it?
I don't think that's necessarily the best way to go about it.
Well, I don't know if there is a best way, honestly. It sounds like the other two
well,
are...
that is a really terrible, logical leap to say that there's something's not the best way, to say, well, there is no best way.
No,
Come on.
I mean, no, the way the other two are acting isn't any better. At least this would only cost the lives of potentially one or two people, whereas the other is escalating into war. I mean, let's face it, those are the options on the table right now, because the other two, that's the direction they're heading.
It's not unheard of. Armies regularly would come to battle and would elect champions to fight in place of the entire army, with an agreement to abide by the outcome of the duel of the champions. This is something that has existed for a long time, because generally speaking, nobody does want to see their forces decimated. Nobody wants to become unpopular with the people that they are purported to rule over. So maybe there is a way where Duke Grend here could petition for a duel of champions to settle for the matter of the throne.
Would you say they would duke it out?
Yeah, let's print up posters right now. We'll make it an event.
Yes.
The other part that we could consider would be let them drive each other and pound each other into dust here in the capital, and we secure our borders and return to our dukedom, and maybe declare our own sovereignty, separate and apart from Naravethis.
Oof.
Oh my gosh, balkanize. Jesus, okay.
Sharn nods her head, and the Duke shakes his head. And then Sharn says, no, that's not a bad idea. The Duke says, no.
That's a terrible idea. That's literally the most bloodshed.
The Duke says, no, there's a lot of people that are going to die in the city and around the city if this battle takes place. Perhaps at the funeral, I can offer them the option of fielding a battle away from the city rather than at the city.
Well, I suppose it's worth an attempt to do so, to appeal to the better nature, or the better angels of their nature. Again, my Lord Duke, I would not, I feel that I understand your heart on this fairly well. I know that you do not seek this power, but given the options, if it comes down to either of them, and the calamity that they might bring down on this nation, it may be incumbent upon you to step forward. And if it comes to that, of course, you will have my support. And Sork looks around and he's like, and I'm sure I speak for everyone here that you'll have all of our support.
Everyone nods. Sharn nods. Kirkmid, Denny, and Fulbert. Nora's suspicious of everyone. The Duke says, I pray to the 10 that it does not come to that.
Oh, that's right. There's only 10 of them.
What?
There's
I'm gonna
11.
make some rolls. Ooh. Okay.
Ooh.
All right. Yeah. There's 10 of them. The Duke says, it's late. It's been a long day. I think we should all retire and get some more information tomorrow so that we can make an informed decision about what we need to do.
Library episode.
We also need to go. Remember, we're also going after the Peace Peddlers tomorrow, too, right?
Oh, hell yeah. I forgot about that. I'm excited.
What time does the library close? Can we do some late night studying? Oh, man. They're open till like midnight. Oh. We could get some study carols and trying to make studying at the library sound exciting, but I'm trying to remember what it was like when I was in college.
The librarian was still there when Nora and Sorik went on their little excursion.
The librarian was still there.
I don't think it would hurt to go see if we could get in some research tonight.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, it's research, right?
Yeah, and then tomorrow we could spend our time interviewing the queen and the extra
It
clean
is
leader
getting
keeper.
late. You guys don't have to sleep, but you would get some exhaustion if you don't go to bed.
Oh, I do actually. I need to sleep. I don't have no spells left.
Maybe we should see if the groundskeeper is still here
guys.
before we go to bed. Okay? Why don't you guys all go to bed? We definitely need to talk to him, see if he knows anything about how this poor house is feeling.
It'd be good to talk to him.
Okay. So Dirk wants to go to look for the groundskeeper.
Yes. Nora wants to definitely do that.
I think I'll look around the grounds for him.
Okay.
Right, because he doesn't come inside the house, which is suspicious.
What about Echo and Sorik? What do you guys want to do?
Well,
we all know Sorik is dying to get back to his room with all the horse paintings and lotion.
Dirk, you had mentioned something to the effect of perhaps there's a way that we could, what was it? Monitoring communications to understand maybe where the location of different Velmireth soldiers may have been positioned.
Oh yeah, no, sorry, I put Kirkman on that. He's thinking about that.
Okay.
He's got the military tactical mind. I'm just, muscle.
Good. I suppose doing the research is probably just as good a topic or action that I could be involved in as anything.
How much time do we have before the funeral? Is that tomorrow?
I believe it's 2 days out.
Okay, all right.
Echo is going to swing by the bar before bed, but doesn't have to be a long thing and doesn't have to be, we don't have to record that tonight.
Okay.
But I'm so excited for it.
All right, so the plan then, Echo, you're going to go to the bar. Are you going to... Okay. We're going to go try to talk with
Am I going to
Don't
what?
worry about what she's gonna do. We'll
No,
see what
I mean-
feels right.
I don't know. I saw the way that dapper kobold was looking at you while he was dancing, so... You going to go see if he's still there?
Yeah, that's why I'm going there.
Oh, okay. Nice. So we're going to go see if we can find the groundskeeper before everybody goes to bed. And then tomorrow, library first, or are we going to go on the trail of the peace peddlers first? My vote's peace peddlers.
Yeah, if the library's open late, we might as well just go peace peddle.
Also, based on, I don't know, practically nothing, they do seem like they're more active at night, so the peace peddlers seem like maybe morning would be better to catch them unawares.
Yeah.
Wisdom.
Again, if there are any left, because, there were a lot that attacked the Silver Lantern. They did not make it out of there.
All right. So let's go to the conversation on the grounds. So Dirk and Nora make their way back to the foyer and the antechambers and out towards the grounds. And to describe it again, it's like a snow globe, like it's a big glass dome with a small house kind of in the middle of it. And there's a river kind of running through the area. At this point, it's pretty late at night, and there's only one person on the grounds that you can see. He's a human. He's sitting on the western side of the area, or of the grounds, and kind of sitting on a bench looking out at the stream.
Well, Dirk will approach him. Does he look like, is he in workman's clothes?
He is indeed in workman's clothes. As you get closer to him, he is an elf. He's got
he looks frazzled.
he's definitely got a frazzled, kind of distant look in his eyes. His hair is up in a loose bun behind his head. He's got a brown frock on and a light green shirt. His hands have dirt on in the fingernails. He looks like a gardener, if you were to assume a profession.
Excuse me, are you the groundskeeper here?
He kind of looks up, says, yes. Is there something that needs my attention? Sorry, I was in the middle of a trance. You have to give me a moment. I'm trying to wake up.
Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah, it looked like you were just... I apologize. I didn't realize. I didn't mean to interrupt. We've heard that you might know some things about the Roselight Pavilion and why it seems to be a little under the weather.
we have experience. Nora's kind of going to bluff a little bit, but we have experience with extra planelier beings, and my colleague here is sensitive enough that he could sense that something might be slightly off about this one. Although I'll admit we're no experts. Unlike you, I assume.
Dirk is going to do a deception check. Oh, Dirk got a 14. He did not have a "what the hell are you saying, Nora" look on his face.
Okay.
Nora rolled a 6. So.
Jeez.
Right.
I'm sorry, I don't know what's going on tonight.
You guys each rolled, and we'll count that as advantage. So we're gonna take Dirk's roll on this.
Oh, okay.
He kind of looks between the two of you, and he says, you're familiar with extraplanar beings?
Just in the slightest.
Yeah, we did speak with the house, at least however you can speak with. We got a yes-no simple thing going on, and seemed to be not doing well. We heard that you have some insight here, and that for some reason you don't like to stay inside.
Oh, no, I just feel uneasy about being inside a living creature.
Is it not common knowledge that the pavilion's alive?
No. Very few people know. In fact, it's something that we are told not to tell. Lyria would be upset if that knowledge became public.
Oh, Lyria, huh? How long has the house been, or the pavilion been under the weather, for lack of a better term?
Roselight, they've been sick for quite some time.
Now, when you say they, is it they singular, non-gendered, or is it plural?
Oh, singular.
Okay.
Singular.
I was wondering, because I had this theory that maybe each of the different sections when you go through a portal was actually part of a colony, but it's all the same creature. It's all the same being.
Oh, that's not.
No, we
That's not how
have
it works.
experience with extra planelier beings, and we know.
No, I mean, because there's all kinds, right? This wouldn't be the first time that it was actually a colony, a hive mind, as opposed to one singular being. I know what I'm talking about.
He does. He was the one who discovered that it was ill.
I'm an expert. Yeah.
I'll have to, trust your judgment on this. I only have experience with Roselight here, so, no, they're usually pretty good, but they've been sick lately, so.
Any cause of the illness? Any changes or diagnosis?
They've been sick for maybe 20 years. There was an incident a while ago, and they haven't recovered well.
Did it involve leopards?
Did it involve leopards?
Or did someone get Cronenberged?
Yeah,
Brundleflied? Was it a Brundlefly episode?
Some guests were vandalizing the pavilion, and they never left. And they've been sick ever since.
Oh, so it might be is it like a necrotic flesh thing?
I was thinking more of a parasite that's embedded.
I don't know.
Do you know what area of the pavilion was being vandalized?
Rooms.
Sorry, they asked for our help.
Really?
Yeah, and they said they trust some and they don't trust others who work here. But the fact that you seemed
like a trustworthy guy.
Yeah, it seemed like you cared for the building.
Although it seems like Lyria not wanting people to know, that does make me a little suspect. Do you have any good gossip on her?
I mean, I know she's tried really hard to make a lot of money. She won the house maybe 100 years ago.
Won it?
Yeah, so apparently in a gambling.
So she's a capitalist gambler.
Stock market.
Look, she's my employer, but I stay here mostly for the pavilion.
Well, we want to do what we can while we're here in town. If there's anything you can think of we could do to help or maybe track down the source of the sickness. We found this, and I'm going to pull out the little small manual.
Mm-hmm.
And it specifically states that the Roselight Rest Stop should not be forced to change when it's sick. And I think that's been happening. And so there's some, I don't know how binding these rules are, but it sounds like they're being broken.
Yes, I'm worried about this. I can maybe help you find their heart inside, but I don't know what we'll find inside of there.
I think that would be a good idea. I mean, I need to sleep first so I can have some spells, but
When do you want to do this?
We have business outside of the city tomorrow morning, and it may take us well into the afternoon until we get back. So maybe in the afternoon.
Okay.
You'll be our first stop when we arrive back here at the pavilion.
I will do what I can to prepare. There are some things that we will need if we're going to go into their heart.
Right. Well, sorry, I'll let you get back to your trance, and we'll see you tomorrow.
Okay. Thank you. And your names were?
Oh, my name is Professor Duchess Wagnington.
Professor Duchess Wagminton.
Yes.
And you,
I'm
lady?
Nora. I'm Nora, cleric of Mirren.
Okay. Well,
I have
I'm sorry.
special gifts that include
I thought we were
things.
giving like fancier names because we want to make. I'm Dirk Wagner. Sorry.
Professor Dirk Wagner?
I mean, I did go to school.
Okay. Well,
Yes.
then you've got more school than me, so.
Right. And then Dirk would head back in and go back to the rooms for a long rest.
Okay.
Yep.
I think that is a good place to stop for tonight. Where we'll pick up next time is maybe a quick nightcap at the bar with Echo.
Ooh.
Kiss.
Guys, I literally just want to know who this person is.
I know. You want to know inside and out.
I mean,
Oh dear.
I mean, Sabrina, you're pulling for a relationship with Nella. I'm pulling for a relationship with the kobold guy. Hey, guys, thanks for listening. And be sure to join us on Discord if you haven't already. We've had a couple people join recently who were talking about even the first campaign. We're still talking about the first campaign. If you want to join us and talk about some of those old adventures and characters, buy stuff from our shop.
Tell us you like us.
Tell us you like us. Rate and review. But most of all, just come talk with us on Discord about the podcast and anything else. And
Well, not anything else.
I mean, yeah.
Within reason.
Anyway, until we get together next time, we hope you have a great time.